What's up, YouTube? I'd like to make a few comments on Eddie Long in general, particularly this video. But I want to make it clear I'm not making this video because Eddie Long suddenly became front page news. I have commented on another video that Eddie Long made. It was a video where he bought a new car for someone in the congregation, and then he filmed the woman going to the car dealership and presenting the car to her. I mean, he just picked somebody out of their congregation. So when he did that, my comment was that that was a form of advertisement for Eddie Long. In other words, I was saying that Eddie Long probably paid about $40,000 for the brand new car, but he's going to reap much more from that because the rest of the congregation are going to feel like that blessing actually came from God, and that if they gave more money in tithing or put more money in the baskets that he have out there, they too can get a new car or maybe even a new house. So that was a manipulation on Eddie Long's part, and I got a lot of flack for that. But I really don't care about that. Now, the reason why I'm commenting on this video, when I seen this cross it up dance, it was like one of the best mind manipulations I ever seen. And I thank my brother Ringo for Life, because Ringo for Life is one who points out stuff like this in these prosperity preachers, how they're able to use mind control and manipulation and subliminal messages and so forth. So I picked up that this particular video here, this cross it over video, was mind manipulation. Now, I'm not doing this video because Eddie Long suddenly became front page news, because honestly, I really didn't believe the charges leveled against him, or I really didn't believe the allegations leveled against him. I personally didn't believe that Eddie Long sexually abused or sexually molested these teenagers at first, when I first heard the news. But when I watched this video and I made the comment that mind control at its best, someone else responded basically agreeing with me. And then they pointed out that Eddie Long in the video says that y'all people are crazy. In other words, as everybody's all involved in saying, doing their dance and saying, cross it up, Eddie Long says clearly, y'all people crazy, telling his congregation that they're crazy. But nobody in the congregation even hears it, or it seems like nobody hears it or gets it. So when the brother pointed that out, that's what made me start to believe that this preacher Eddie Long is more devious than what I thought. I really didn't see him as a devious person. I just saw him as a manipulator or a pulpit pimp. But to have these people under some sort of spell, and then have the audacity to tell them that they were crazy, and you holding a mic, that sort of reminds me like of the Jim Jones. To me, it brought him to a different level of mind manipulation, up to the point of the Jim Jones level. So now I started rethinking these allegations against him, that they could be true. But somebody commented that these charges against Eddie Long are going to be dropped and they're going to be swept under the rug because Eddie Long's a Freemason. I don't doubt that Eddie Long's a Freemason. I think most preachers or big time preachers are Freemasons. Um, but just because Eddie Long's a Freemason, and I don't want to get into whether Freemasonry is bad or whether Freemasonry is good. I'm just gonna comment that Eddie Long may get off because he's a Freemason. And I'm just gonna make this comment. Just because Eddie Long may be a Freemason does not necessarily mean that he's gonna get off. It could be the Freemasons who set Eddie Long up. When you're in Freemasonry, or when you're in Freemasonry, you have to follow a particular set of rules. Let's say you subscribe to the idea that Freemasonry wants to their ultimate plan is to have a one world order, or their ultimate plan is to control the world or whatever. And Eddie Long is just a tool to be used to control masses of people. Now, he has to follow the script of Freemasonry. If Eddie Long somehow deviates from the script that they gave him, then Freemasonry would probably discredit him or bring him down. And the easiest way to bring a prominent person down is to have sexual deviant charges leveled against them. So just because Eddie Long is a Freemason does not mean that he won't be convicted if criminal charges are leveled against him, which I don't think the criminal charges are. So far, I only heard that it was a civil suit against it, because first of all, I think at the time these allegations supposedly had happened, the kids were, or they were teenagers, they were of legal age. So in other words, if it was consensual, then there's nothing that they could do. But there may be a law in Georgia where, since he's in the supervisory position or in a authoritative position, where the law protects people who are under supervision of another person, or it doesn't allow authoritative figures to have sex with subordinates, then he probably can be charged under that. But that probably are some minor charges. I agree, if he gets off, he would get off because it's such a minor charge. And then you have to understand that the allegations from the people are suspect. Like one of the guys, he was charged and breaking into the church. Who's to say? Who's to say that this is not some type of revenge thing? So I really don't know. But the fact that I saw, the fact that Eddie Long called the congregation crazy, it I no longer give him that much of the benefit of the doubt that he didn't do it. But you know, the the other people, the people who are making the allegations, I'm not saying that sexual abuse does not go on in the church or go on in the black church. I'm not saying that. When I first heard the allegations, I just didn't believe it about Eddie Long. But now, when I seen this video and the guy pointed out that he called the people crazy, because I noticed this morning when I watched it, I saw him turn around and I saw him laughing, like he was laughing at the congregation like they were fools. I got that feeling, but I just thought he just turned around and was laughing. But for some strange reason, I got a feeling that he was laughing at the congregation as if they were fools. But when that guy made a comment that, listen carefully, he calls the people crazy, then I said, man, this Eddie Long, man, this guy, man, he's serving. For somebody to do something like that, they gotta be serving the devil. They gotta be possessed by some sort of demon to actually put people under a spell like that. And that's my comments. That's my feelings on the whole thing.